my real goal is to be able to educate young black girls and young black men that you don't have to just be a rapper or play basketball. There are so many other things that you can do to make money in this world, and they're easy and they're out there and it's right there. And had I known that it was that easy, I probably would have been doing this in high school.
How's it going, guys? This is Micah with another episode of Secrets of Silence of Success. Today we have the one and only Tae Horn with Namaste Reign Spa. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Can't complain. So we'll jump right in it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about getting into entrepreneurship.
Sure. So I am 36 years old. I am a single mom of one. I have a son named Carter. He's 11. I actually worked in corporate America for 15 plus years. Wow. And then maybe about 2.5 years ago, I just decided, I don't really like this. I want to be able to be at home with my son. I knew I had a love for skincare. And I had a good friend that just kept pushing me like, go to school. And I just didn't want to give up that money, like a steady paycheck. And I think that's what I was afraid of. And then I just said, forget it. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So 2019, I signed up for school. I did night school. So I would go to work from 9 to 5 and school from 6 to 10 every single day. And I knew when I started, I made goals right before, I think about 2 days before school started, I made a few goals and I said, I don't want to work for anyone else once I leave this job and once I get out of school. And I made that promise to myself. And I had my own company called Blue Rain Skin, and Ebony had a Namaste Beauty Bar. And then we decided to kind of merge together after 3 months. We grew out of a very small space. And, I was actually forced into entrepreneurship because I had told myself I was going to give myself 6 months. And just the day of the 6-month mark of me graduating, I actually got a call that I was being let go for a company I worked for 6 years. And the next day we found this space, and like the rest is history. We decided to become one, and everything, we've just grown in the last 7 or 8 months now.
Wow. That's awesome. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
We'll start with your history. You said you were in corporate America for 15 years. Yes. Can you talk about being a black woman in corporate America? Talk about some of your experiences.
Yes. A lot of struggle, especially in my latest role that I had. I was in IT infrastructure. It was dominated by white males, and they were all over the age of 45 and 50. Here I am starting working there at 30. Making close to $70,000-$80,000 a year, and I'm intimidated. No one wanted to listen to me. They're like, oh, she's young, oh, she's a woman, oh, she's black, and it was intimidating. It took a few months for me to prove myself, not only to them, but to some sales guys and to my managers, that I could actually do my job that I was hired for. So there was a lot of up and down of just not wanting to trust me, either because of color, because I was a woman, and the fact that I was young. So.
Got you. So talk to me about being a woman in entrepreneurship. How has that transition affected you, or what's some of the things that you've learned during that transition?
A lot. It's hard. I think in the beginning it was just this, oh God, like I'm a business owner, like this is amazing. But I actually put in more work than I did at a 9 to 5. And then being a woman, you have to kind of go harder than a man would. You have to prove yourself, because people feel like, and it's not just men, but women and men, we feel and we have like these preconceived notions that women are weak and that we're vulnerable and that we run off emotions. And that was one of the things I was like, the moment I walked through the doors of this spa, like anything that happened at home, anything that happened on the way here, that stays outside. It's all about business. It's all about my clients. It's all about Namaste, because I want people to come here and be in this serene vicinity, like this place with us, so that they can relax and that we can be able to properly do their services and, do what they're paying us to do.
Gotcha. On the company website, you talk about personal experiences shapes your passion. What do you mean by that?
So I have Crohn's disease. A lot of people know recently, but I've had it this is my 13th year. I'm a proud survivor of it. There was things that a lot of people didn't know, that Black people could actually get Crohn's disease. And when I got diagnosed, it was unheard of. There was nothing for me to reach out and research and to get. And I had these crazy ulcers that would just pop up on my skin, on my face. And I mean, of course, when you're a girl, you know, you're just like, you're a little vain, you know, and I was vain, and I was just like, you know, dang, like I just need to get rid of these marks. I don't know how. And so that's what made me fall in love with skincare, trying to figure out how I can clear my skin up. And then, you know, as time got on, I started to just develop a regimen for myself. And then as I was in school, and a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of women go to beauty school because they are self-conscious, because they don't have that self-confidence in themselves, and they're wanting to not only glamorize themselves, but help glamorize someone else so that they won't feel that way. And that's where a lot of my passion comes from, and that's why I specialize in corrective skincare, because I like to help clients that have acne scarring. Because like I said, we can be vain. We want to wear makeup, we want to be pretty, but at the same time, we want to be how it is on Instagram, no filter Friday, you know, fresh face Friday. So, you know, and that's why, you know, I dove into corrective skincare so that, you know, women can feel beautiful inside and out.
So you're talking about your plight with Crohn's disease, and what I hear is you took your plight and made it your career path. You turned it into a positive. What can you say to others who are going through struggles or obstacles? How can they make it a positive in their life?
Sure. I think acceptance is first. So once you accept what is going on in your life and what you feel is wrong and what you feel like you can change, I feel that's when you see the glass half full, you know, because at first it took me a while to actually accept that I had Crohn's disease, because I wanted to just be normal. I wanted no one to treat me differently. I just want everybody to treat me the same. And once I realized I'm different and that it's not a bad thing, that's when I felt more confident in myself. And I was able to do what I can. I don't believe in excuses. You know, there's times I'm here and I will come from the hospital, be in there 3 or 4 days, and roll right on in here and start doing facials, and no one would know a thing except Ebony. And then she kicks me out, of course. But other than that, you know, it's just about accepting, you know, what you have and learning from your experiences.
Got you. So you talked about, you know, being a single mother. You talk about sometimes going from treatment straight to the spa. What are some things you've learned about yourself through starting and owning a business?
That I'm strong.
There you go.
That I'm strong. You know, and you know what else? Like, I never gave myself props. And I think because I didn't want to be the type to be boastful or to brag. But sometimes in order for you to keep going, you have to congratulate yourself on the small wins. And, you know, I just graduated last February 28, 2020. And I have a whole spa, or co-own a whole spa now, a year later. And it's a blessing, you know, and I think that's just, I didn't give up. Like, I had perseverance, determination, hard work for sure. And one of the things that I learned from a friend of mine is that my struggle was trying to do work-life balance. In reality, there really is no such thing. You know, there's just prioritizing. And I've had to learn how to prioritize what's first, you know, from religion to my child, to family, to friends, to relationships. And the relationships definitely took a turn. But, you know, when you start in a business, you have to sacrifice. You know, that's just the name of the game. You have to sacrifice to get, you know, where you want to be at.
Now we're sitting here with Miss Ebony Perry. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing all right. So, just like I asked Tae, how did you get started in the entrepreneurial world? And tell me a little bit about your experience with your 9-to-5.
Okay, well, mine is a little different. I actually signed up for beauty school back in 2015, and I ended up dropping out because I got pregnant with my son. I ended up going back in 2019 and finishing up everything to be able to be where I am now. Honestly, I'm different from Tae. I don't know if y'all can tell, but but you know, she's the planner. I am the fly on the seat of my pants person. So like for me, how she was saying, you know, she planned everything and she figured everything out. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know who was gonna watch my son. I didn't know how things was gonna go. I didn't know what I was gonna tell my job. I didn't know none of that. All I knew was I started something and I wanted to finish it. So I just jumped head first into it. And then with Tae, I actually used to kind of avoid her because she was so put together. She knew where she wanted her spot to be. She knew what she wanted her name to be. She had her social media started. She knew exactly how she wanted things to go. And me, on the other hand, I didn't know what I wanted to start. I just knew that I need to finish something.
So you told me about the desire to quit, and then the next day, you being.
So I run Wax Wednesdays, and this particular Wednesday happened to be a Wax Wednesday, and it was one of my busier Wednesdays. And for me, my job is a quota job, so I had to have a certain number of files done during a certain part of the day. Tae happened to come in. And like, y'all, I was so stressed out. Like, my hair was all over my head. I was sweating. I was running back and forth with a laptop from room to room because I had 2 clients. It was a lot going on. And I was talking to my client and her, and I was just like, I can't do this no more. I need to quit because I like physically, like, this is not working for me. And like, literally after those words left my mouth, I literally got a text from my manager. It was like, hey, can you give me a call? And it was like in 15 minutes, it was like at 1. And I did that. And she was like, well, we're just so sorry. We're going to have to, furlough you. And I was just like, okay, all right, bye. All right, yeah. And they was just like, well, Miss Perry, okay, all right, yeah, all right. So y'all done? All right, cool. So all this, okay, cool, whatever, yeah, all right. And they was just like, and Tae was like, what's going on? And I was like, girl, I just lost my job. And the client was looking like, you finna wax me and you just lost your job? Girl, yes, that was a blessing because it was like, and right after I lost my job, I kid y'all, an hour later, we were fully booked for that weekend. We had no room for anybody. Wow. So.
Got you. No, I like that because I feel like in corporate America, you gotta code switch. Mm-hmm. You gotta be a different version of yourself. Yes. So talk about the importance of self-care or just of mental health, the fact that you can come to your spot every day and be yourself. How has that helped you?
It helped me a lot. Like even this past Friday, I was a little stressed out, but I knew that, as far as my business, I know that I do have to be there at a certain time, of course, because I had clients, but I knew that I can go in here and talk to my clients, and it's not even a stressful thing. I did go out and have me a little fun that night, stress reliever. Like I party. I'm the party one in the crew. I'm the one that y'all gonna see out in the streets. That's me. That's me. But that's just how I release. Like that's how I recharge myself because it's like I need that little recharge to give y'all what y'all want. Be the person that everybody likes me to be. Like I always tell Tae, it's very important to take time out for self. I'm kind of weird. I'll even shut down and just not talk to nobody. It's not that I'm mad or nothing. It's just I'm taking time for myself to recharge because I've given out so much.
Sure.
It's time for me to pour into me now. And that's like one of the biggest things I drill into Tae. I'm like, friend, I know you like working. I know because she corporate America to the T, like corporate America. And I love her. But corporate America is not where we are now. And and I get where she's going. She wants us to be as big as we can go. But like, how you gonna pour from an empty cup? You have to, whether it's a massage, whether it's going to get your nails done, whether it's just going to the park, whether it's just talking to your kids. Like, I do it all. I hike. I just take midnight drives, me and my son sometimes because he's a night owl. So we'll be up in the middle of the night just driving around the city. It's just, you have to do things to, whatever it is, to relax your mind. If it's just going out and kicking with your friends for a little bit or just going around and sitting by the lake and relaxing, like you have to do something to, ease your mind. If it's coming here, I have clients, if I have a client that booked at midnight, 10 times out of 10, it's something going on in their life and they need some relaxation. Like, that's been the experience. If they booked at midnight, something's going on. I have a client that she booked for a facial. I barely end up even doing a facial. We just literally talked because she just needs somebody to talk to. And that's what I actually do enjoy about my job. Being able to talk to people, and I know I can't fix it, but you'll leave here feeling a little better. And that's all I can ask.
Cool. So talk to me about starting a business during COVID. Of all times you could have decided to start a business, you all started.
We were doing drugs. We had to be, because
it was crazy. It was nerve-wracking, and then it was scary, and then it was the point of we're coming out of school, and we had just both graduated, and then it was like a 4-month hiatus where we couldn't see anybody.
Sure.
So it was like, we're about to open this business in June.
Right.
We haven't had no facials.
So like we about to like really like, the reason why we run so smoothly now is because all that fear and all of the stuff that we went through, like we went through it when we first started. We went through it.
The day that we were gonna open, which was June 3rd, and then June 4th is when we actually had our first set of clients.
Mm-hmm.
And June 3rd, I was like, we ain't got nobody on the books.
Yep.
But by midnight, we had 11 clients that had books. And because I opened up I was like, let me just do a post and say, hey, don't forget we're open tomorrow. And it just happened, so many people booked on Southseed. And how I got into the products was because it was COVID, I couldn't do anything. And so I was like, well, shoot, how can I get into, what do I want to get into since I have all this free time? And then that's when I dove into the corrective skincare, and I started looking into different products and product lines. And then I started like trying to see what was best for melanated skin,
Sure.
you know, and that's when I learned that, you know, more about SPF and how African Americans are more prone to die of skin cancer because we don't wear SPF.
Sure.
And that was one of the things that actually helped me bring in more clients, is because I started just discussing SPF on lives and on my Snapchat before we opened.
Folks.
And yeah, she was threatening people. And so once I started doing that, people were like, well, what's SPF? Well, what's that? You know, and once I started explaining it to them, then they were like, oh, yeah, I've seen that. I only wear that when I'm swimming. And I'm like, well, it benefits you
Every day,
throughout the day. So that's actually how I actually was able to bring in a lot of my clients, was talking about the sun, because we were inside, and you know, I would make these funny videos. I'll be inside with the blinds closed, and I'll open up the blinds and I'll be like, oh, can't do that because of the UV rays, you know. And you know, it's just things like that. It was a funny topic, but then it also educated the clients, and then they wanted to know more,
Sure.
you know, so.
Got you. So you talked about educating clients, making some funny little TikTok videos. You also post a lot of inspirational quotes. What's you all's approach to social media, to growing the brand, to growing the business, to bringing in clientele?
For me, she's more so the social media head. I'm more so what you get once you get in the dough.
Sure.
That's her. Yeah, that's her speed.
That's my thing.
That's your thing.
I just like, I feel like I never wanted to put us in a box. I never wanted us to say, you know what, we're only going to give facials, and you only have to be between the ages of 25 and 36 to get a facial. You know, because I have a lot of teen clients. And so, you know, it's like, you know, what do teens like to do? They want to do TikTok videos. So I was like, why not? Let me get a TikTok video. And my son is who actually got me into it, because he plays Fortnite.
There you go.
So he has like 50,000 views. I'm like, just explaining Fortnite. So I was like, if he could just do that explaining Fortnite, I could probably get like at least 10 of his people over to come do the facial, you know, if I like do a video. And so I just started referencing a lot of everyday things, and that being of what people think an esthetician is, and because a lot of people didn't know what an esthetician was. You know, I play on words, I play on, you know, do like certain songs that was trending, like, you know, Cardi B, and you know, just make up stuff as I would go along, and I just thought it was funny, and I would start sending them to her, and I was like, hey, you know, what do you think about this? And she'd be like,
it's funny.
that's funny. we tend to stalk ourselves sometimes. And when I say that, it's like, you know, I was like, you know, I wonder what people think of us. I was just like, how did you guys find us? I was like, one day I was late and I was like, I
Go
wonder
humble
what
brag.
people...
No, go humble brag. Humble brag.
Okay, I was just like, you know, what people think of us? You know, I go and Google Namaste Reign, and I noticed that we were rated on South Seed as like the best skincare place in Dallas, in DFW. Separately, because we had 2 separate pages. And I looked at I had never looked at my reviews. And all the reviews were just like, they're so funny. They're just like how they are in their videos. They're just like how they are on social media. On Instagram, you get what you get, you know. And that actually made me feel good because sometimes I get clients in here that are super shy, and we have to force them to talk. We, you know, we get the little like, oh, we don't want to force one to relax. But then, you know, we kind of try to bring something out because we want to know, you know, how's your day? How are you? You know, things like that. But
we want you to know that you can come here. Like it's. Skincare, honestly, for us, and I can say this for both of us, it's a small part of what we do. It was a big part in the beginning, but after like having the clients and having a clientele and getting to know your clients and getting to like love them and kick it with them and be friends, like it's sometimes, like I said, it's for me, it's just the helping of them. Like just being able to be that I may not know the right answer, I may not know the right thing to say, but I'm here to listen. It might not even be an issue I've been through before, but I'm here to listen, and I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, so talk to me about that business partner dynamic. You say more rigid structure, more laissez-faire, go with the flow. How do you all make that work, and what drew you all to each other?
God will give you everything you need if you allow him to give it to you. And he knew I needed somebody to give me some structure because I was too nonchalant. She's too structured. So she needed somebody to be like, friend,
relax,
breathe, stop. Let's think about this because you ain't thought about nothing.
Right.
You know, so where I'm weak, she's strong, and where she's weak, I'm strong. It's just, I can't even pinpoint it because like we had a client one time and he was just like, y'all still working together? We own a business together, sir, what you mean?
Yeah, I think like the cohesiveness of everything keeps us just grounded, not just personally, but business minded. And I think because we are so different as to how we think, but we have so many similarities of us both being single moms of boys, you know, of just trying to figure out that part of our life anyways.
We're different, but we're alike.
You know, it's respect. There's a boundary.
But see, here's the thing.
It's respect. We
but
know not to cross
I wouldn't even say that because at times when we've had to check each other, we've been able to do that as well. Yeah. And it's like
constructive criticism. It all boils down to what's the number one priority, and that is to keep Namaste Reign afloat.
Gotcha. So what are the vision and goals for the spa?
We want a franchise.
Definitely want a franchise. I definitely want many locations.
We want everyone to be able to, because here's the thing, as far as for my family, I'm the only person in my family that's probably even had a facial. And that speaks volumes. My family's really big, and I'm probably the only person that even understands what an esthetician is, even really knows what I do. And it's just like, I don't want as black women, I don't want us to, or black people period, I don't want us to just be cut off from a certain aspect of ways of making money. And it's very easy. It takes a year of your life at the most. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. I didn't even know what an esthetician was until I started going to school to figure out that that's what I wanted to do. And my real goal is to be able to educate young black girls and young black men that you don't have to just be a rapper or play basketball. There are so many other things that you can do to make money in this world, and they're easy and they're out there and it's right there. And had I known that it was that easy, I probably would have been doing this in high school, because all they've always shoved down my throat is doing hair, singing and I can't sing, or doing, and it's just like,
and it's like one of the things that I felt we needed to do as partners was to mentor young women, that was in school, because I know school is hard. Granted, we had an amazing support system while we were in school, but everyone doesn't have that, and that's why a lot of people drop out of school. That's why they don't finish projects, they can't, because they don't have anybody pushing them along the way. And one of the things that I wanted to do was we wanted to start bringing in interns from our school that we graduated from. And that's worked great over the last few weeks. And being able to say, hey, you know what, come here, let us show you how you can do this. Let me help you start your social media account. I know you got 600 hours left, but it starts now. It starts in school, and I didn't have anybody to do that. I just knew in my mind
that's what we
that's what I wanted to do. That's what I needed to do.